Instead of having your number on the website or your number on Google listing, you should have a business phone number listed, and you should have someone answer that phone no matter what, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Find someone who's capable of doing this for you. And then he spent a few months finding a couple of guys who were really okay, decent, mediocre at doing this, but eventually it took him a couple of years to find people who were really good at being salesmen for him. So for the first couple of years, he kept complaining, look, I have to answer these calls or else we don't convert. Here's your problem. You only have 24 hours in a day. You want to sleep well. You want to eat well. You want to live well. Did you start this business to become a slave to the business? Or did you start this business so that you can achieve financial freedom as well as time freedom as well as location freedom? Wasn't that the goal? So stop glorifying hustle so much, okay? People glorify hustle way too much, and I think that's just counterproductive. Hustling is only going to get you so far because you only have so many hours in a day, and even when you're working 8, 10, 12, 14 hours a day, you're literally just burning yourself out. You're going to make stupid decisions. I made stupid decisions all the time. I've worked so hard for so little money, and I made stupid decisions all the time, and now I just refuse to do anything that is absolutely not going to contribute to growing the business equity. If it's something that's routine, I'll do it once or twice to figure out what the system should be like, and then create systems around it so I never have to do it again. If there are edge cases, I also try to systemize them over time as much as possible. If they can't be, I try to involve some sort of intelligence. AI is cheap, human intelligence is expensive, but nothing is as expensive as my own time and my own freedom. Right? So you got to look at why you're stuck, and the answer is you're probably avoiding discomfort and you're probably not systemized enough. So if you're spending a bulk of your time just doing repetitive things, like I have a friend who's doing great with e-commerce, and he's now decided instead of paying $3 to a third-party logistics provider, he's going to bring in the packaging in-house, and that's going to be his 2026 project. And I don't see one conceivable way in which this helps him expand his business. If he were at TAM levels, if he were doing like $250 million a year and spending millions of dollars on 3PL, which he could have saved, it might have made sense. But that's not his current bottleneck. Spending $3 on a packaging thing, letting someone else handle your inventory, you're trying to solve it when you have $3 million in revenue. You're going to save what? 20 grand? Through the year, and you're going to waste your entire year optimizing something that would be beneficial at a much greater stage, but not today. Honestly, your highest ROI items are not going to involve a whole lot of hard work. They're going to involve a whole lot of strategic decision making where you say, no, 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 this is not what I'm going to do. I'm going to build systems around the most important stuff, and then I'm going to let other people handle the less important stuff. But I don't want to be involved in the day-to-day. If you're working harder, you got a problem. You need to figure out where your time is going, then automate, delegate, or just N8 and away your problems with your time, right? You don't need to be spending time because you really only have so much time. And if your time becomes the bottleneck within your business, then you really are the obstacle. You yourself are the obstacle for your business. Do you understand? You are the obstacle towards growing, or that's standing between you and your business where it is to your business where it needs to be, where you want it to be. You're the only obstacle there. Why? Your time is limited. Your energy is limited. Your attention and creativity is limited. You can't really waste it. You got to be very productive of that, and you got to be sure to get out of your own way. A lot of times you ask successful people who are 1 or 2 levels ahead of you what their greatest learning was when they achieved success, and they said, you just got to get out of your own way. And that's what systems are all about. You let systems take care of the things that you shouldn't be taking care of anymore. Moving on to the question number 2. So this right here is, I know exactly who my customer is and they love the product. I have high NPS score, but I still cannot predictably add $100,000, $200,000 MRR per quarter anymore. What's actually broken? What's not working right now in my business? So it's a scale gap, right? this graphic right here. I just wanted to show you. This is a graphic created by Gemini, by the way. I don't have to hire people to do it. I don't have to do it myself manually, painstakingly. I just let Gemini do it for me within a couple of minutes, and that's an efficient use of my time. That's the first thing. The second thing is, well, you use your intuition, you use your referrals, you use your hero reps, you use your artwork, your creativity to get to a certain level. But now the problem is you need sales playbooks. You need to expand without being involved. Expand without being involved. How does that work? Well, this is how it works. You know what this is? This is a Parthenon, right? Bunch of columns. This is a 1,000-year-old building that's still standing. You know why it's standing? Because of all these columns, all these legs, the redundancy there. It's unmatched. You grew from zero to $100,000 a month, or $200,000 a month, or $500,000 a month using Facebook ads, Meta ads, but now you're stuck there. You got a problem. Why? Because that's just one leg. It's like having a table with one leg. Does it work? Sure, for a while. But is it as stable as having a table with 4 legs, with 8 legs, with 10 legs, with 20 legs? No. Think of legs as sources. Sources of new business. Remember, whatever got you to this point is not going to take you to the next level. If you had one source of leads, one source of customers, one source of new business that brought you to this level, it's not going to take you to the next level. It just can't. That's not how things work. You need to add additional sources. You need to add additional locations where you acquire clients. Can you get more through referrals? Sure. Can you get more through YouTube ads, TikTok ads, other sort of platforms, LinkedIn ads, if that is applicable, X ads, and you get more through native advertising, Taboola, and you use that. Can you use Google Display Network, Google Search? Can you use Bing Search? Believe it or not, a lot of people are still using Bing as their search engine. Is it a majority? Of course not. Do you have some really rich, wealthy people who are not very technologically aware that use Bing? Yes. Can you get cheaper clicks? Maybe. Can you get clicks? Yeah. If you're not growing your business, it's likely because you don't have new sources of customers, new sources of getting traction. Actually, a very good book I can recommend is called Traction. Let me show you this book on Amazon. Traction. This one right here. How any startup can achieve explosive growth. Talks about the different sources where you can get your clients and how you need to identify more and more sources of getting your clients. That's the first way. The other thing too is there's only really 6 ways of growing your business, no matter where you are, no matter how you're getting started, how close you are to getting started or to the TAM level, right? Those are the 2 extremes. If you've just gotten started, that's your one extreme. The other end of that extreme is you're just at the TAM levels. There's only 6 ways of growing any business whatsoever. Get more leads, convert more of those leads into clients, right? Higher transaction value every time you transact with them or every time they transact with you. Higher margins with every transaction. More repeat business every single time, every single year that you have them, and a longer relationship with them. So obviously, you're going to make more money if your clients are with you for 5, 10, 20 years, as opposed to if they're with you for the first transaction only, and then they sometimes get a refund, sometimes don't, and then they just bounce off, right? If you have more transactions every year, but also more years for the average customer relationship, average client relationship you have, then you have a great business. In our case, some of my clients have been with me for almost 20 years now. Well, 17 years. That's the longest running client relationship I have today. 17 years. 17 years. Have we made some money? Yeah, we have. We have made some money with that client. We actually have a stick rate of several years and very high transaction value and great margins. So that's pretty good for the business.